Let's talk some early voting here in South Carolina for the statewide primary elections, because that early voting started today. And this is actually the first election under the new voting laws here in our state that also allowed early voting and put some restrictions on voting by mail. So News 19's Becky Buds is live in Richland County with what you need to know before you cast your ballot. And have you seen people show up for early voting yet today, Becky?
You know, Andrea, people have been trickling in throughout the day. No long lines, luckily, but I'm here at the Richland County Voter Registration and Elections Office. It's one of Richland County's 5 early voting locations where, like you said, for the first time, South Carolinians can vote early in person with no excuse. The goal of this change is to get more people to the polls.
For us to make changes, we got to get out and vote.
Billy Tension couldn't wait until Election Day to cast his ballot for the June 14th primaries.
Line is not here because a lot of people probably don't know about it. Now you got to take advantage of those 2 weeks.
Tension, along with every registered voter in South Carolina, can now vote early thanks to a bill that state lawmakers passed unanimously and was quickly signed into law, making South Carolina the 45th state to enact early voting. Deputy Executive Director of the State Election Commission tells News 19 the new law has been a long time coming.
Early voting is something the State Election Commission has supported for a long time, and whether we had a year to implement it or 2 weeks, we're just glad it's here.
Chris Whitmire explains the push came after the success early in-person absentee voting had during the pandemic.
November 2020, more than half of South Carolinians voted before Election Day. Whether that'll happen here in these June primaries or not remains to be seen.
Polls are open from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday until June 10th. Counties are required to have at least 1 polling place open, but can have up to 7 locations. In addition to making it easier to vote, Whitmire says the new law also gives counties more flexibility to get more poll workers or voting machines if a site gets busy.
It takes the pressure off any one day and takes the pressure off any one location.
Absentee voting is still allowed for people over the age of 65 with mobility issues or illnesses, but those ballots must be cast by mail. And as with Election Day, all voters must present a photo ID. For all the information you need to know about early voting, head to our website, WLTX.com. Reporting live in Columbia, Becky Buds, News 19 WLTX.
All right, thank you so much, Becky. Well, the primary election is on June 14th. Polls are going to be open at 7 in the morning. They will close at 7 at night. Early voting hours and locations for runoff elections will be the same as the primaries.